global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Some few days ago, Governor Fubara made an announcement during the inauguration of the PEMSEC for civil service, and he did mention something, that all the illegality that was done during Iba's time concerning civil servants who ought to show great level of professionalism but instead dived into corruption will be revisited as at when due, and as time goes on they'll be unveiling things. Well, some few hours ago we got information, very strong information, that fire gutted some parts of the buildings in the civil service blocks. A lot of persons are insinuating a lot of things, but let's find out. Let's dive into the newspaper to find out how it all began, what happened, and what is the conspiracy theory being said as at now. But before going to the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. According to what we gathered, an evening fire gutted the section of the podium block housing the Audit and Pension Board unit, as well as the Civil Servants Clinic at the Rivers State Secretariat on Monday. Eyewitness account says that the fire, which began around 4:30 p.m. shortly after close of office, ravaged the entire wing housing the Audit and Pension Board unit and Civil Servant Clinic. But for the timely intervention of the Rivers State Fire Service, the entire podium block, which is a legacy structure in the state, would have gone up in flames and reduced to rubble. Though it was reported by some that the fire may have been ignited by electrical fault, there were indications that sabotage and conspiracy could also be responsible for the fire outbreak soon after the workers left their offices, and it is with the intention of arbitrating records. Now, the conspiracy theory may not be far from the admonition of the governor last Friday during the swearing in of a permanent secretary on the poor conduct of the bureaucracy, despite being in the position to uphold the ethical value of the public service. He had warned that the permanent secretaries of the he had warned the permanent secretaries of the dire consequences of their actions in the past 6 months. Now, this followed the immediate dissolution of the pension board, hurriedly inaugurated at the twin light of sole administrator Ibokete Ibas, and the subsequent transfer of the operations of the board to the office of the accountant general of the state. Many Rivers people are calling on the governor to constitute a panel of inquiry into such a mystery fire just days after the dissolution of the pension board and the stern admonition of the permanent secretaries. They claim that such inquiry has become necessary as they strongly suspect sabotage to cover homogeneous fraud. My goodness. My colleague is in the house. I really found it quite disturbing, because usually we don't get to hear things like this. There's always proper things being done. When Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, Governor Fubara, His Excellency Governor Fubara, said something, he said, look, they would look into that matter in due time, and he can assure them that there will be punitive measures. There will be punishment meted to those who are found guilty, who did not uphold professionalism. I said to myself, that's a quick warning. And those who are guilty will begin to think all throughout the night the way they're thinking cap. Because you know what it means. How many years of meritorious service? How many years? And somehow during the 6 months, Iba's reign, a chop now took place, and because of a chop you are going to lose. You're going to lose all you have worked for many years. No pension, no gratuity, no meritorious service, and you'll be laid off. And sometimes some of these chop said they probably would have squandered it. So I just knew something like this will happen, but I never knew it was going to take. I never knew it was going to take this dimension. And why is it that it took place after people have gone out of the office? Does it mean that there was no signs and indication of such sparks? And come to think of it, this is not even dry season. My colleague is in the house. What's your take? What do you make of this mysterious fire that took place after the warning of Fubara and the fact that pension board was dissolved? The board was dissolved and a new one brought in, and wasn't even up to 1 week. Mysterious fire got at that very audit section where things are supposed to be kept.
Well, Nigeria is such a fantastic nation, and it was expected that a lot of such things will happen, But I think that investigation should be brought in. And
where will you see documents that to back up?
Now that's why we always talk about this issue of soft copy. Soft copy, for every hard copy, there should be a soft copy, even as it has to do with the soft document. Put it in cloud. Even if the laptops are all consumed, at least it should be there should be it should be a punishable offense if you are in a government parastatal and you don't store things in the cloud. If you don't store things in flash drive, or maybe put it in your in the country in the government's email, that's how it should go, because without that we are going to see a repetition of this. And don't forget that, let's tell ourselves the truth, Rivers people, those guys get mine. Let's keep that one aside. I knew that as he made those trades. That's why being a leader, you must be up and running, as it has to do with your interaction with the people. You don't just wake up and make such trades. Before you make such trade, you must have been able to get adequate document on ground before you do it. But be that as it may, I think also that a lot of things have been done in accounts. So no matter how you bond the whole place, you can't bond the account statement of that particular transaction and all of that. So I think from there the governor can begin to take his move. But I think it's a life lesson for him. When you want to do anything, no need to begin to threaten people like that and all of that. No, because even me, when I heard that trade, I said, whoa, these guys are gonna do something to prevent the investigation from taking place. And exactly, it played out that way. And for me, it's going to be a case of there's nothing we can do at this point, because so many people would deny anything, maybe claims of appending their signature on documents, because there are no proofs to point to the fact that I appended my document. And guess what? You cannot even put IBAS on standby to account for that. IBAS is gone, whether we like it or yes, IBAS is gone. It's only the president that can call him and say, come and give me. Even if the similar Fubara calls him, he cannot respond to him. So that's just the situation.
Even Fubara, we would definitely not call him, because the truth of the matter, even Fubara did acknowledge that, yes, that was something that none of them could have, controlled. It happened. But his own was, you people who are supposed to uphold, the professionalism and integrity of civil service. Don't forget that Fubara himself is a product of civil service. So he knows how it's being done. He knows the level of professionalism and ethics that are required to uphold that civil service. So for whatever reason that he heard, or whatever things, he knew there was, it was so shameful. If you check our playlist, you get to see where the even two set of perm sectors at some point started quarreling over money. Sign, no sign, for what? I will not sign the 12 million. Blah, blah, blah. It was a case of sign quickly before this 6 months will expire. Blah, blah, blah. It was so shameful, but eventually, it all came to the public glare, and all of that, and I'm sure many more are hiding, and none of them want to lose. Some of them have just few years to go. I can't lose it now.
Exactly.
This Ibastin just came impromptu. It was a case of go one, or we see devil now, one water our level, so that when we go at least.
All of this is speculation.
Well, it's all speculations, because we do not have proofs. But even Fubara himself, even these are all speculations.
Yes.
It's very possible that this could be natural. But just that the fact that Fubara made that statement and fire got the audit section.
In case of the cat cry in the night, picking die for money.
So it raises suspicion. But then it could also be natural. But what's your take? Let's put in the comment section. What do you think?